currently paused, but the first thing you want to do is go push left on your D-pad and scroll down to technology, and you want to select the technology you want to research. It should give you pointers and shit. Matter of fact, let me just unpause it. See if it works.
You said left of the D-pad?
Yep. And it'll bring up a list of things.
Oh, I see. I see what you're talking about. War, claims, empire, government, contacts, situation. You said technology?
Yeah.
Okay,
You have to choose each one, and
alright. Oh, just select. I can pick
for the only one that you want to focus on for your what the fuck is that called? For engineering, the only one that you want to focus on right away is artificial workforce. But the other ones you can choose whatever.
one. Let's see. Energy credits, technicians, space I got those selected.
All right. If you scroll, if you push circle and then you scroll with your cursor, it'd be the left stick. You can like look at your like home planet or whatever.
Yeah.
Look around the gap. Like if you want to zoom out, it's L2. Yeah. Um, Zoom out and tell me what name is closest to you. Like there should be different systems that have like names on them. Like I have one close to me called the Ribbon-Thide Dust Clouds.
Te- Tesla's Palace. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm looking for it.
That might be the one.
You said what? You said something Palace?
Tesla's
This way.
Palace. No,
I
that's
don't see that.
is that my place?
It's probably your place.
Oh, let me see.
So if you zoom out and you're scrolling around, you should be able to look at the galaxy, and it should tell you there should be different names around the galaxy. Let me just look at your screen. Push down on the right stick. Circle. Circle. Circle.
Yeah, this is far left or right. This one.
Alright, push down on the right stick. Alright, this is what I'm talking about. Now zoom out and look for, like, scroll around and look for the closest name. Alright, what is that? So yeah, you're underneath me. Because I'm up this way. Like over here somewhere. So I'm gonna try to get to you as fast as I can. Alright, I'm gonna just walk you through some shit. Let me pause it so I can actually walk you through this. All right. Important things. Go back into your like, click on your galaxy or whatever that you're in. Yep. You see that like tools right there? These. That's an engineering ship. That is what you're gonna use to expand your base, venture out into the galaxy, create star bases, upgrade mining stations, so far and so forth. So click on that first. Just push X on it. Now push down on the right stick. Now click on your click on that. No, this. Yeah, X. So those are going to be your options typically until we get further in the game. Build mining station. You always want to try to do that. Every single galaxy, like every single planet you go to, you want to choose that. That's something that's going to get you resources. These things up here, the most important ones, in my personal opinion, are energy and mining. This is really important too, alloy, because that's how you build your army. Consumer goods is important because typically if that goes negative, you can start seeing revolts in your cities, and that can lead to people branching off of you, and you'll either have to fight them or you'll just have to surrender territory, and it's just a pain in the ass to deal with. So you always want to try to make sure that those stay high. You won't need food after you finish the synthetic evolution because you'll be a robot. Robots don't need food. But it's nice to have because you can use it in the trade market, which is this over here. There'll be options and things in order to be able to increase this, but that's pretty much you can do you could chain your commands together. I can keep it paused, and you can still chain all your stuff. So click build mining station, click on it again, click X on that again, or no, my bad, circle, push square. So that's how you chain shit. So if you push X, it'll stop everything it's doing and go to whatever you tell it to go to. If you push square, you're chaining a command. So you can push square, and then you push X on that, and now he'll have more than one order. You see where it says +1 order? Go ahead and click X on build research stations, and it'll update that to another order. And then go back into your push circle. Push circle. Now this is a science ship. Science ships require you to have a leader on board. It's the little atom thing right here. So that one, the first one they give you automatically has a scientist. You have to have a scientist on every ship in order for you to be able to use your science ships. I typically keep 4 at a time just because at the beginning game you're going to need it, and you're always going to need a science ship because science ships research anomalies in the galaxy, they do special projects. There's all kinds of different things you can get by having those science ships. You don't want to have too many of them because they take up space. Like, they don't go toward, this is your military fleet, they don't go towards this, but I believe they go towards this right here.
Your overall power.
Yes, and then you want to keep this number right here high. I can't remember exactly what the name of this is, but you want to try to keep that as high as possible. Um, I think it's diplomatic Kuwait if I'm not mistaken. This is research, so the higher this is, the more research it'll give you boost to like your research time and shit inside of like your technology menu. Technology obviously is super important. The higher technology you have, the more shit you'll unlock, the stronger you'll be. This is influence. You need this to claim other people's property. So, say you want to go to war with someone that's bordering your galaxy. You can't expand further because they're in your way. You would go in by you haven't found anybody yet, so I can't really show you how to do this. But essentially, what you'll do is you'll go over to Your contact menu, this is the easiest way to do it in my personal opinion, because you can see everything. Go over here, push circle, go up to contacts. So currently, you haven't met anyone, no contacts. Click on your name. Oh, okay, well, that didn't work. Well, essentially, what will happen is you'll click on them, there'll be a list of different things, and one of the things on there will say make claims. That will go ahead and back out. Um, Go back to the big galaxy, not your home world. Like push down on the right stick. So essentially, like these all are gonna have different names. They're all different galaxy pieces, whatever. So say someone was on Eospone. So what'll happen is when you make claims, they will pop up with squares next to them, and it'll either have an X or it'll have a just empty box. If you have enough influence, you can claim those, and when you go to war with them and you take them over, you will when the war ends or when you wipe them, you will gain all of the things that you claimed. There are exceptions to that. There are some places that you won't have to fucking claim. You'll just be able to take them without claiming. But you always want to try to claim shit, because if you go to war and you don't claim the shit, there's a possibility that it'll just go blank. So how everything is just non-colored, like you're purple and green. So if you owned this, that would also be purple and green. But if you didn't own it, it's just going to be empty. Anybody can come survey it. Anybody can put a starbase on it, and it becomes theirs. So that's why it's important when you do wars to claim shit, because that's expanding your galaxy. Like your empire is expiring. So nobody can take that from you unless they go to war with you. Also, you got to be careful when going to war, especially like later in game, because you can end up there. People will go into like diplomatic pacts. So like essentially, if you go to war with them, you're going to war with all of the people they're in a pact with.
Gotcha.
And sometimes they will have very, very strong fucking packs. Um, so go back into your home world. Go back to your science ship. Click it. Push right now. Push down on the right stick. Push down on the right stick, and zoom out. Move your stick around so I can. Okay. Push X on Eospone. This right here, this star cluster. Yeah. And survey it. All right. Now zoom in and go to Zerk. Whatever the fuck this is. Well, you pushed X on the science ship. Go back to your science ship. You don't want to. You don't want to back out of your science ship. Stay on your science ship. It's right there. All right. Push down on the right stick, and you're gonna go over top of the Z, whatever the fuck that name is, right there. Zerk. Push square on Zerk. Push square. Push survey system. And so that is how you have to survey a system if it's for you to be able to build a starbase on it. That's how you're going to initially expand your empire. So you send him to whatever place you want him to survey. All these places around you, you're going to want to do that, and you're going to try to get as many of those as you possibly can. And then once they're surveyed, you send your construction ship in, and you click X on the top of the star, and you build a starbase. And that's how you expand your empire. Because once you build a starbase on it, you own it. But starbase outposts, they cost influence and they cost alloy. So if you don't have enough, you won't be able to make it. This is called humanity. This shit here, you're gonna use that to do these down here. You see the little mask down there at the bottom of your screen. You click on those, and there's going to be different perks that you can do. Whatever. But the first thing you want to do is you want to try to get all of the fucking clusters close to you surveyed so you can put your construction ships there. This is why I always try to keep 4. I keep 4 construction ships, I keep 4 science ships. And I just send them out into different areas and I have them survey as much as they can. And I try to get as much of the fucking shit I possibly can to expand my galaxy so that all these numbers up here go up. Because they all have different things. Like your home base has 2 mining, 3 energy, and then obviously like you go over top of, go back out. It has all those different things. So those are things that you want to like make sure you do, because the more of those you get, the higher those go up. And you always want to keep these positive, because the later you get in game, the bigger your army is, all that shit is gonna affect all of your resources, because you need resources to keep that shit going. This is your starbase count. This will go up over time with research and different like ethics and shit. This is the amount of ships that you can currently make or have, 20. And both of those numbers will go up as you research different things. To get this number up, that is going to be your naval fleet. To be able to keep more in a cluster, like you currently have a set of corvettes. That's the base ship that you can make for an army. That is going to be command fleet. So to be able to command more, you need to do command fleet research. In order to get this number up, you need to raise your naval fleet, because that is just how it works. Trying to think of anything else. I mean, outside of that, there's like, you interact with people. You want to try to stay peaceful as much as you possibly can, until you feel like you're strong enough to take shit over. There's gonna be an in-game crisis at one point. It's random. I have no idea what it'll be. That's just a setting I have it set on, but that won't start until like 200 years from now. So we have plenty of time to build up our galaxy and shit, and do shit like that. But like that is something that we'll do, like probably not even today. It'll probably be later on, whenever we get back on this. But this over here just shows you all of your different shit. Your traditions is very important. So push circle, push down on the D-pad, and go over to the mask. Push X. Alright, so these are all different things. So click on one of these, and these are all the traditions that you can select. You want to make sure that you leave one open, because you need one for synthetic evolution, which is all the way at the bottom. So if you scroll down, you'll see synthetics. Leave one open for that. Once you have the artificial administration, you'll be able to click that in one of these. But outside of that, the ones that I typically go with that give you like a boost at the beginning is go back up. I do discovery, I do expansion, I do harmony, go down, I'll do supremacy, unyielding, harmony, expansion, and discovery. And then the other one that you choose is up to your decision. And then obviously synthetics. So those are the like 4, 5, or 6 that I choose off the bat, is those 5. You can't choose them all at once because it requires you to have like Unity. This is Unity right here. So each time you click one, so go ahead and go in and do expansion. Yep. Okay. Agree. Now go into expansion. Now, You'll fill all 5 of these out. Once you get the unity, you'll fill all those out. Once it's done, you'll go back out. You'll get an ascension perk. Ascension perks allow a multitude of different things. They give you boosts. They can make your army stronger. They can do all kinds of shit, obviously. But each time you fill five, like all 5 out for each one that you do, you get an ascension perk. Um, Pay attention to what you're choosing because it can have negative effects as well. Um, like there's one that can make you turn into the endgame crisis. It's fun, very challenging though.
Okay.
So, um, that's the basics, brother. Push circle, go back over to this menu, and go down to market. Push X.
What'd you say?
Push X.
Which one? Market.
Market. Yeah. So this is how you trade your shit. Um, you say you like are running. I don't think I've ever played that. Um, but essentially, all of these. Say you're running low on energy. You need energy. You have an abundance of mine or fucking diamonds. You sell that to gain energy, and so on and so forth. But yeah, bro, that's the basics. I mean, that's you just expand your galaxy. Anything that you need to brush up on, something that you don't understand. Do you remember how to expand?
No.
Science ships. Okay, I'm gonna teach you one more thing. Go back into your home planet. Go to this. This is your starbase. The 747. Yeah. Click on the. Yeah. Click on that. All right. Go over to your shipyard. R1. All right. Corvette. That's your military fleet. Construction ships, science ships, colony ships. Colony ships are what you use to make your planets. So like if you want to colonize something, you'll make a colony ship. You'll send them to. There'll be like little green worlds next to the like planet name, and you'll go into the planet. You'll go over top of whatever a green world is in there. You'll colonize it. You can name it whatever you want. It'll say name. Like usually, if you click on it, it'll say whatever the name is prime, but you can change that name to whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Um, Press circle. Zoom out. No, not that. Like, go, just zoom out, not back to there. Go over to rocket power. Your names are insane. Um,
They're gonna
Click on it.
they're gonna get worse. This no
So this is where you see your production on your planet. You want to try to keep all of these positive. You want this is crime. You want to keep crime as close to zero as you possibly can. That's your stability. You want to keep that as high as possible. That's I want to say that's your buildings, and then this is like your amenities. So like movie theaters,
Right.
shit like that, to keep the people happy or whatever. Shows you how many workers you have. This shows you your total population. You want to try to get your population as high as you possibly can. Um, these planetary features, you always want to get rid of the ones that are like these are called blockers. You want to get rid of those. Um, I typically don't always do this. Like they have you, the first one they give you is always going to have a high number of city districts. I don't typically do that. I'll put 2 or 3 in there, and then I will put I try to max out energy always. Mining is another one I put a decent amount in, and then I'll put 3 to 4 of consumer goods, which is the industrial districts. And then since you won't need food anymore, I typically just leave those alone. If you click this, these will let you make buildings. So click on it. Those are all the buildings you can make. Now they all have different things they can use for. Alloy foundries obviously increases the amount of alloys you'll get. There's better versions of this, so like you have to build the base version and then you can upgrade it. This model, so like if you put circle, those different buildings that are already there, that is a good basis of how you want to build all of your planets. You want to create it with your colonized whatever, upgrade it to a planetary administration, and then these are the first 4 buildings that you're going to want to make. Well, besides, what is this? That typically isn't there. So these other 3 though, this is identitory repository, this is administration offices, and then this is commercial complexes. Those are the 3 that you're going to want to build. The only thing that's going to be different is once you become a robot, you're going to want to do robot assembly as well. So those are going to be the first 4 buildings that you want to make every single time you colonize a planet. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a little bit.
And then if you go to summary, that is where you will create, like, you'll have to put a leader on any new place that you colonize. But if you're having like the beginning of a revolt, a message will pop up on your screen. You'll see here in a second, you'll just get messages crazy at the beginning of the game, and then throughout the game, random messages will pop up and shit. But this is what I typically use. You want to distribute your luxury goods, and then go over to population. And whatever you're struggling in, like say it's energy, go to workers. You'll click on that, and then you'll choose technician, and that'll put all of your focus on energy, giving you an energy boost. So the way you expand science ships, the way you build construction ships. And then obviously you want to keep their happiness up, because that can lead to revolts. So, does that make sense?
I will just have to play.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way you'll learn, being real with you.
Figure it out.
Alright, but I mean, my best advice for you, if you're getting confused, literally just pull up a YouTube video. There's people that literally walk you through this shit. And they could probably explain it much better than me, so. But alright, I'm gonna unpause it and we'll get it going.
Council agenda ready. Anomaly found. Construction complete. Situation log updated.
It says strong completed construction research station.
Situation log updated. System survey complete.
There's an anomaly
System survey complete. Research complete. Research complete. Research complete. Research complete. Anomaly found. Anomaly found. System survey complete. Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction complete.
This over there, the server, this shit over here too. Cause I want all of this. What's over here? Uncertain. Uncertain intel. Time for you to get the brokers, but not where you at, pal.
fuck are there so many fucking aliens over here? This is annoying.
Construction complete.
What happened?
So I was surveying this planet and I made contact with somebody. And I took one of my surveyor ships over there and they linked up together. They went someplace in my area, then they went back to the original place, and then they went somewhere else off out of my area.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Oh no, they're still moving. They went back to my planet. They are currently. Oh, they're meeting with all my other people. They're meeting with all my other territories. Like my surveyor ship is like moving around my system.
Sure. Um, we still have bread. That's fine. Just do 2 egg sandwiches. Yeah. It should be plate. Some of those plates should still be in the kitchen. Regular sandwich.